Welcome back to another awesome episode of Ronin's Den, our second in the series of once a month one shots for 2024. Tonight's game is going to be the Crypt as Opened, and the Dragon X is going to be our game master for the evening, our
Crypt Keeper is what it's called in the Crypt is Opened. The Crypt Keeper.
And I was going to turn it over to you to introduce everything and everybody.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ronin's Den monthly one-shot. This is our endeavor to have a one-shot at the last Saturday of every month for the entire year of 2024. As always, the following week after, we will recap and talk about the system, our likes, our dislikes, what we enjoyed, what we didn't enjoy. That's basically the same thing. So, yeah, anyway. But today we are starting with the Crypt is Open. I am super excited to run this. I'm also super excited to announce that we have the creator of the game, Jeffrey N. Baker. We are also joined by the Changeling and Freedom Cobra. They will be joining us in this. So let's get started, shall we? First things first, before we do anything, we're going to create connections between the characters. So if you have the player's handbook, which you should, you go to page 32, which is your traditions. Find your tradition within it, and then roll a d6 in PC connections, and we're going to go around the table until everybody is connected to another PC in some way. Just whenever y'all are there, let me know.
Well, let me go ahead and start. I pre-rolled mine. So, I'll start, and that gives everybody a chance to roll and find everything. So, let me start. I'm playing the magical tradition is of the magic school. So my character grew up in being taught magical theory in school. He is a young lad and has grown up into academia. Because of that, I rolled on my D6 chart. I rolled a 1, and my character tie is that I know one of the other PCs who was once a rising star in my school before being kicked out. And the rumor had it they were caught making deals with spirits from the crypt. So that's something I believe or think is true about that PC.
Okay. Who would like to have that be their character? Or how do we want to do this? Do we want the person who rolled to pick the other character? Or do we want the other people to choose to have that? I'll leave that up to you all, because I think it's more fun that way.
I'm fine with somebody jumping in and saying, "Ooh, I want that."
All right. What about the rest of you?
Give me one second here.
I think the picking would be rather interesting, but it's also kind of fun to have things foisted on you.
that can happen.
Okay.
So
I'm okay with it.
Before we do the connections, let's introduce everybody's characters.
Okay.
Jeffrey just introduced his character. That way we know everybody's characters.
Sure.
Then we can pick connections.
Yeah. So let me complete it out, because he's a magic tool for tradition, but the trope is the maledict. Maledicts focus on curse magic specifically under the hex path. So he kind of dabbles in that side of things. And currently, yes, is a professor. Sorry, he's not a professor. He works in the admissions department of the Arcane Arts, the Institute of Arcane Arts and Sciences. And he's currently going out looking for prospective students to, hire, or not hire, but convince to come enroll in their institute.
Okay. Duality, why
Mr.
don't you do your
Stoltz.
character?
All
I
right.
should say my name.
What was his name again? Hyde Stoltz?
Stoltz. Mr. Hyde Stoltz. He, him. 35.
I am just a scotch older at 40. My character's name is going to be Eric. He's an aging punk rocker who learned his magic, but decided he's going to continue to fight against the man and not really like lean into that new wizard trope that he's part of, and just fight the man and the people from using magic and all the world gone crazy as their way to control everything. So he's going to lean really heavily into that trope. But old aging punker who just, oh man, I just don't have time for this anymore. My back hurts when I wake up. Just, I don't know how you kids do it. I just don't.
All right. Freedom.
I'm playing Brother Herman. He is an Orthodox monk. He's 75 years old with long gray hair and huge beard. And he's a Christian monk that lives out in the wilderness, studying his books and anything else that people bring to him.
Divine magics. Ooh.
He's a hierarchical, he's a cellar dweller.
All right. Changeling.
All right, so my little dude, his name is Arcanos, and that's all. He's 24 years old, crypt hunter, and an anti-theist. So basically, he's just a nihilistic hate monger of sorts. Not really the most trustworthy character that you'll come across, but you know, he hates cryptids.
All right.
So him and Brother Herman are gonna get along great.
A Christian monk and an anti-theist. Oh wow. How does being a Christian in a world where cryptids and monsters and spiritual creatures that aren't supposed to exist?
Have you read your Bible?
I mean, there are a lot of goofy monsters
They're all
in there.
over the place.
Gnosticism.
That's true.
Gnosticism is a thing.
Yeah.
I'll just put that out there.
All right, so back to Jeffrey's PC connection.
Yes.
Let's reread it.
I would like to. You know what? I'm gonna pick duality because me being 35, Hyde being 35, your character being 40, and you're a aging punker. That's like you flunked out. We went to the same magic high school.
Okay.
You were ahead of me. Maybe we knew the stories. What's your of Eric? People called you like Eric the Red, maybe. Like, you know, like that kind of thing. Dude, we
Eric
called
the
him Eric
Rebel.
the Red because he was summoning up demons in the boiler room, and somebody caught him with this like red skin. Like, that's what I think when I know of you. Like, oh, that's that guy.
Couldn't get a date to prom, so he summoned up a succubus.
And so they kicked you out. At least that's what I've heard. That's the rumor I heard, at least.
All right.
Whether or not that's true, I'll leave that up to you.
Duality, what did you roll for yours?
I rolled a 3, which on this handy-dandy connections table says, you and another PC are daredevils and constantly push each other into crazy and often more dangerous situations. I like the idea of doing that to somebody who's like a younger classman. Like, come on, you gotta try it. You don't know what you're missing. Just try it once. Just run up there and pull a hair out and run away. So I kind of want to pin that on Jeffrey, but I also kind of think that it could be a lot of fun to see how self-destructive I can make the Changeling's character.
Oh yeah.
So
I think we should go with changeling. That way, everybody's like a circle
Yeah.
connection,
Yeah.
if possible.
okay.
All right, Freedom. What did you roll?
Where's the dice roller?
We're just using physical dice on the desk.
Oh,
You don't have any?
no.
So you can go to Google
All right,
and
Yeah,
type in
Google
like roll a
has one.
d6 and it'll pull up a dice roller.
all right, my bad.
All
Yeah,
good.
no. 'Cause it has a 1 through 20.
All right, I rolled a 2. So another PC has leaned on you and your organization for help so often that now your organization wants something in return.
Oh,
It's gotta be Jeffrey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gotta be
the
Jeffrey.
institute kept coming to y'all like, look, we need this, da da da. Yes.
So
All
now,
right.
now the local metropolitan has reached out to Brother Herman to reach out to Mr. Hyde for their payback.
All right, and changeling.
Okay. So I rolled a 1, which is I believe someone in the group may be a crypt cultist. I'm just waiting for the evidence to expose them. Hey, Brother Herman.
Is a what? A crypt himself?
A crypt cultist.
Oh, that's gonna
Yeah.
be fun.
Definitely. All right, so just to recap, Hyde has heard that Eric got kicked out of school for summoning cryptid spirits. Hyde constantly... Changeling, what was your character's name again?
Arcanos.
Arcanos. So Eric constantly tries to get Arcanos to do crazy things and pushes him to the limit nonstop. Brother Herman's organization is fed up with the magical school of Hyde's
The
people,
Institute of
and
Arcane Arts and Sciences.
the Institute of Arcane Arts and Sciences, and now they owe Brother Herman's stuff. And then Changeling believes that Arcanos believes that Brother Herman is a cryptid cultist. He's just looking for proof. Wow. That is fantastic. All right,
That
now we're
worked
going to
out
go
so
to...
well.
Spying on a 75-year-old monk.
Just
This
waiting.
75-year-old man, he's got to be a cryptid. He's got to be. I'm telling you.
Nobody
And if I
lives
may,
that
just
long.
real quick, Brother Herman pronouns.
He, him.
Arcanos. Pronouns.
Dude, bro.
Dude, bro.
Dude, bro.
Okay. And Eric.
He, him.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. So, we're going to go to the next step of setup before we get into the actual game. Hi, Cannabella. Thank you for joining my TikTok live. We're going to go to the town builder. I'm going to ask you all a couple questions. You debate, come up with an answer. First, what is the name of our town or city or whatnot?
Crescent Harbor?
Mountain
What was that?
Falls.
Crescent Harbor?
Yeah, are we? So the question is, are we going to be within a civilized area, or are we in the dead spaces?
Yeah, that was the second question, location. So I guess we'll add those together.
I should probably switch. Yeah, location first.
You know what?
Where are we located? So the way the Crypt is Open has worked is that the apocalypse has happened, and all of the rural areas don't really exist anymore. So if you're in those areas, it's called the dead spaces. But there's also like the major cities have kind of survived. So are you in like a metropolitan area or are you in the dead spaces? So like go back to before the West was won. And like the West is the West again. It's got to be rediscovered and reclaimed. So are you guys closer to that, or are you more towards the East Coast, which has cities and stuff like that?
Crescent Harbor sounds like a place that is in between everything and is absolutely nowhere at the same time.
Kind of like if we want to go Stephen King is that Maine town that just out of the way enough for really weird stuff to happen, but enough people to live there.
Yeah, like still connected to the main highway.
Yeah. So I like
That's
Crescent
hilarious.
Harbor.
Thank you for joining and watching.
So that would here's some background.
So
that would put us in the United Canadian Federation. I can't remember. So we're now part of a kind of a Canadian country, just so people are aware. But we are in former Maine.
Oh, we're Canadian, eh?
I love the bacon.
Kind of.
Well,
good syrup.
I don't think that information is in the book.
It isn't. I'm adding a little bit of context for
lore.
A little lore for the players. So basically, Mason-Dixon line has become kind of more of a conglomeration of the North and Southern Canadian provinces. Has all kind of become their own country, and everything south of that has, of course, become its own thing.
So we're going with Crescent Harbor, and we're going in Maine, right, for the location?
Yeah, I like that.
All right, now I'm not going to go through the statting of the town in this one because it's a one-shot, but I am going to ask, what is the population here? It goes from a D4 to a D12, D4 being very minimal amount of people. Let me get to the actual page so I don't screw this up. D4 is a hamlet. It's 500 or fewer. D6 is a village, which is 5,000 to 2,500. A town, which is a D8, is 2,600 to 10,000. A city is 12,000 to 50,000. A D12 is 60,000 to 500,000. Are we wanting this to be a smaller little area with like kind of a tight-knit community? Is it a sprawling metropolis? What do you guys think?
Well, with the
what was
monk,
the D6 again?
So the D6 is 500 to 2,500.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
All
It's
right,
like it's that Murder, She Wrote kind of.
Yeah.
Everybody knows each other, and I think it also gives a reason why Brother Herman might be willing to come into town. Because you need supplies eventually, right? You're going to need some kind of canned goods or some kind of barter to trade up on things. So I think that's a.
All right, so do we want to be on the
I don't want
low?
to speak for your character. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and plus it would
So do
also
we want-
support a small enough religious community that he probably would run services if they came out to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do we want to be on the lower end of that, like around the 500, or do we want to be on the higher end of that?
I'd say split the difference.
Or somewhere in the middle?
I like the middle.
just
1,500.
So 1,500 people?
So what would you say,
Somewhere there.
Changeling?
1,000.
Yeah, I said just dead center, like
Okay.
right in the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that works.
All right. How is this town governed? What type of political structure do you guys have? Do you have a mayor? Do you have a leader? Do you have a council of elders? Who runs this town?
So I'm thinking like sleepy,
Anarchy.
smaller, like former or current fishing community, like that Maine fisherman town. So I'm almost thinking like some kind of council of elders.
Yeah.
But like
With
a
a
figurehead
sheriff that-
mayor or sheriff, yeah.
Yeah. Well, but it's the struggle. It's the struggle between like the mayoral kind of like I just like to know everybody. The sheriff is like, this place is going to hell in a handbasket. And they're like,
like that.
constantly kind of struggling between the two of them. So the mayor's the one who's setting laws or, whatever. But the sheriff isn't going far enough.
So we have a mayor and a sheriff who run it, and they are at odds with one another.
Yeah, Sorry, Changeling, you were going to say something?
Oh, no. I was just going to add into what you were saying. Yeah, just kind of like you have the firepower government, and then you have the soft power government. And they don't necessarily always get along.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What are the mayor and the sheriff's names? Let's start with the mayor. What is his or her name? Or their name? I don't. Just give me a name.
I kick this down the Changeling and Freedom.
Quincy James.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Ooh.
That's a good mayor.
Is that a guy, girl, they?
No one knows. They haven't seen this mayor yet.
Okay. Mysterious.
Okay.
Now, what is the sheriff?
That could lead to why the sheriff is so upset, because they just get here's the things we're going to do. They get memos and proclamations, but no one's seen the mayor, and it pisses the sheriff off. All
right.
Anyway. Freedom, what do you think?
Sheriff's name.
The sheriff's name is Barney Wiggum.
Wiggum.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, man. Two
Barney.
ridiculous sheriffs.
Combination of Barney Fife and Chief Wiggum.
Yep.
But angry.
So, because we determined that the mayor is never seen, obviously someone gets the memos from the mayor. Who is that person? Who is the mayor's assistant that everybody knows and I assume everybody hates?
Deputy mayor, because it's going to be deputy mayor. Deputy mayor.
Deputy Mayor
He's
Jay
gotta have
Baker.
Jay Baker. Dun, 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 it's me!
Karen!
The whole time.
Karen.
Oh, wow.
What's the good last name?
Karen Baker?
Oh, it's gotta be something Jersey Shore-ish.
Oh, fuck you. So something Italian.
Oh, Cannabella in TikTok says Umbridge. Karen Umbridge.
There we go.
There we go.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thanks, Annabella.
Umbridge. We got Umbridge. Hi, Austin. Good to see you. Next question is, what is the most notable thing about the town? I think the fact that it has a magical academy would fit there really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a satellite. I'm setting up a satellite campus for the institute. Yeah.
All right, institute. All right. What is the town's biggest holiday?
Weasel Stomping Day.
Oh,
Spread the
here I was
mayonnaise
gonna go
on
for
the
a
lawn.
lobster thing.
I was kidding. We're not doing Weasel Stomping Day.
Lobster stomping day?
No. Let's just lobster fest. Some kind of low country boil. I know that's still kind of what's a northern style of
Thank you for the roses, Austin.
Where you have a big tablecloth with nothing but
a lobster bake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Lobster
huge
bake day.
The annual lobster bake.
Yeah.
And
It's to kick off the fishing season.
Right.
The feast of the sea roaches.
all right. So, what is the closest town to all of you?
That's where I wish I knew Maine better.
It'd either be Bangor or Portland.
Derry.
There we
Derry,
go.
Maine. All right.
Stephen King's not litigious, is he?
I don't think so. Actually,
Okay.
he's actually a pretty cool guy. He sells
so-
stuff for like $1. A lot of his books.
Sweet.
So
Stephen King, we love you.
the closest town to us is Derry, and it is our question mark
Rival.
rival. All right.
They keep beating
I'm
us
gonna
at
write that
football.
They had this
down
like really
because
cool. They had this
Casey
really
did
cool
not have-
clown there.
Yeah, rival in weirdness.
They think
All
they
right.
have good lobster. Really, we have the good lobster.
Right?
They
Our
have
lobster rolls are banging. Theirs are just soggy.
Mm-hmm.
Crescent
All right,
Crescent
what
Harbor
is-
lobsters
what
are
is
where it's
the-
at.
I'm allergic to
What is
lobster.
the biggest threat to the town?
Fog crawlers.
I was gonna say it should be a cryptid of some kind. It should be some kind of like thing that attacks
lobster
the
man?
boats.
Ghost pirates that steal our catches.
Ghost pirates.
Ghost pirates.
Sure.
Dude, I kind of like these like ghost haulers out in the sea that it still work.
The ghost of like lobster fish.
Yeah,
Ghost lobster ships?
yeah,
Yes.
Ghost lobster ships.
that are still trying to haul all, still trying to work, but they've been lost to sea and their spirits still and boats still roam the.
All right. What is our biggest creature comfort?
Butter. Butter and garlic.
We still have a
A
working
butter?
hydroelectric plant.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I like that.
Ooh.
So, well, I would
Work-
say that would probably lead us like creature comfort would be like a movie theater,
Okay.
like a really old time because we have enough power to kind of like.
To actually run it, yeah. That
yeah.
would work.
So I like both of
So-
those together.
Oh, like an old pier amusement
Yeah.
park.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah.
yes.
On the boardwalk.
Yeah, like a
Yes.
boardwalk where you still have all the games and all of that stuff.
Oh, that's that's
Work.
perfect with the lobster bait because it's like it's shut down for the season and the lobster bait is at the pier. We kick everything off. We crank up the generator. All
right.
Yeah.
So we have a working boardwalk amusement park. What is the amusement park's name? I'm adding questions because
No, this is
why not?
Yeah.
Arcadia.
Arcadia? All right, Arcadia. All right. Beautiful. I love this town already.
Oh, it's so cool.
Preston. All right. So if we were going to do a campaign, we would take the size of the town and we would allocate points to like defense, offense, defense. There's a few categories. If you look in the book, it tells you what those are. We're going to skip that because this isn't a campaign and that's probably not going to come up in this game. So, yeah. Based on all of the information that you have given me, we are going to start with all of you being summoned to the sheriff's office. You have been given a note by Karen Umbridge, the deputy mayor, all of you individually, that the sheriff would like to see you.
Oh, what I do now?
She's always frazzled. She's always in a bad mood. When you ask what's this about, her response is, "What the heck do I know? I'm just delivering the message." And off she storms.
Thank you, Karen.
Ugh, I'm too old for
Oh.
this.
Yeah. The
Yes,
tweed jacket
brother.
goes on. Make sure the elbow patches are in order.
Pair of jeans.
Hi.
turtle shirt.
All right, let's go see Mr. Wiggum. Did they tell what time of day did?
This is in the. You guys all received the letter the previous day that he wants you in his office, sometime around 9.
In the morning?
9 on the dot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Brother
In the
Herman's
morning.
already been up for 5 hours. It's
Oh.
fine.
Oh, and yeah, so Hyde's gonna get there 9 o'clock sharp.
Right at 9.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be a couple
Okay.
minutes late because I needed to get coffee.
He has a secretary at the desk in front. It's like, well, once everyone gets here, I'll let him know you're here.
Mary, how you doing this morning?
I
Everything
am
okay?
I am well. I'm doing
good.
okay. How's the new the satellite station that you're building?
We are doing good. There's some good students out here. Or prospective students, I think, here in the city. You know, our numbers are still a little low for what the institute would like, but I think we're gonna get there. We'll have a good group of students. Still waiting on some of the professors. I would love to find maybe some people here in the town that could cover some of the other positions that we have open, because Lord knows we need it. But thank you for asking.
Who is the next person to show up?
Brother Herman.
So as he's talking to Mary, the smell of clove cigarettes permeates the air as the door opens. The heavy thump of combat boots. And standing mightily behind Hyde is all 5'4" of Arcano, dressed in black, dripping in malice. What do you want with us?
I don't want anything with you. I'm the secretary. Once the other two get here, you can go into that meeting, and it is not going well.
I'm sorry, I don't believe we've met. Hyde Stultz.
Light another clove. Arcano.
No.
Yes, I went to school with many people like you. Yep. Okay.
I don't think you did.
Yeah.
Herman
did.
Finishes giving the old wino out front some food.
Yeah.
Finally walks in, old man hunched over. You could tell he used to be tall, but he's hunched over with his big long cassock and his hat and his cross and his big long beard, still neatly brushed and his hair tied back.
Oh, Brother Herman, it's so great to see you this morning. Hope things are going well out where you live.
That's still alive, thanks be to the Lord. Bless you, Hyde.
Imagine so. And the mists have been not too much trouble out by yourself. I hope you've had the necessary precautions to keep them off of your cabin.
They leave me in my cell in the chapel alone.
That's good. Well,
through the Lord's mercy.
Yeah.
Arcano throws a pinch of salt over his shoulder, looks at Brother Herman and says, "Breathe."
My son.
What's that supposed to mean?
Hyde just takes a step. Like, oh, this is good. There's some tension here. Like,
I'm gonna say this is where Eric comes in.
Yeah, so
And sees all this.
I come in, I'm wearing like an old pair of crumpled jeans, like a t-shirt with a Hawaiian shirt with turtles and other things on it. Just hair's kind of messed up, and this like coffee mug. And it's just this old, it's got faded, nobody knows what's on it anymore because all the words have faded off. And I'm just take a sip and I'm like, oh, why do we have to meet so early in the morning? Oh, it's you. And I look over at Hyde. I'm like,
Thank you for the roses, Dungeon Club.
Morning.
I'm sorry, do we know it? You do look mighty familiar.
Yeah.
Have we met before?
I not directly, but I've seen you around.
Of course you know who he is.
Oh, okay.
That's him. That's the legend. That's It's Dirty Eric.
That's
What's
wait.
up, man?
Yes, yes, Eric the Red. That's why I thought I recognized you from your high school photo. Wow,
Succubuses are crazy.
You're here. I imagine so. And you're just they just let you walk around wherever. You're here now. Here.
Yeah.
Wow, this is happening.
Yeah.
Now here, I'm here with you. This is. I look to Marion's like, we invited. Okay, I hope the sheriff. All right, this is.
I'll sign an autograph later.
uh,
It's not that impressive.
Hide. Are you okay? You act like you've seen a ghost.
Something like that. We're here. I'm sorry. We do we need to meet with the sheriff?
Give me a moment. I'm gonna go see if they're ready for you.
Yeah.
She slowly gets up. She's wearing like a pantsuit. Goes to the door. She cracks it. They're all here, sir. Well, it's about time. Send them the fuck in. He'll see you now.
Oh, we've got one of the Southerners here up in Maine.
You guys walk through. Freedom. Describe what Barney Wiggum looks like. Since you named him, you get to describe him.
He's about 5'7", 230 pounds. You can tell he used to be in shape at one point, but those days are long past. He has an incredibly patchy beard that he tries to grow, but it just looks like crap. But don't tell him, because he'll be really sad about it. And he's always constantly got a big dop of tobacco in his mouth.
All right. As you all enter. There are 4 seats at the end of this very long square table. There are 4 people on each side of it, and it looks like everybody has been arguing. There's a lot of red faces. There's some like crumpled papers. Everyone looks pretty mad, and like the desk is just covered in like papers. You see schematics, you see itineraries, the works. And the sheriff goes, well, it's about time. Sit down.
Oh, this is...
I said 9 o'clock. Y'all ain't here till 10. What the hell? You noticed on the clock. You noticed the clock on the wall says 9:07. He said 10.
You're right. Sorry. My apologies. We're late. Wherever Eric sits, hide as far away as possible.
Did he say 10?
Brother Herman just sits down and doesn't argue.
I'll sit
this-
next to Brother Herman.
7 minutes, acting like it's the end of the world. Probably wasn't even ready for us when we got here.
At this point, one of the people that was sitting there doesn't even acknowledge you all, just starts into it. There's no scenario where we can make that work. I don't care that you've brought in 4 experts. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen.
I would like to... so one of my skills is body language. It's a social skill, body language. So as they're kind of going, I want to start trying to read their body language. Who's with each other? Who seems to have the upper hand? Like, that's what I'm trying to read the room right now.
I'm going to set the imposition at 6.
6. I have a aptitude of 2 in body language, so I'll drop me down to a D4. And then my human die. So I am rolling a D6 for my social, a D4 for the imposition, and then another D4 for this. Let me get all these dice out of here. We'll make the red my imposition die.
Okay.
It's a 3, 2. That is a partial success. 4 on the social die to beat the imposition.
Okay. You are able to gather that you guys are at the end of the table. There's 4 on the left, 4 on the right, and the sheriff and the deputy mayor at the end of the table. From what you can gather, the people on the 4 are on the left. The 4 on the left are the most irritated and passionate. You can't read the other side. You don't know what they're for, or what they're thinking. And the deputy mayor and the sheriff are mostly just trying to mediate the situation right now.
So it's their 2 parties there. Okay. All right.
Yeah. But you're not getting any read on the right side.
Sure.
You just know that this side is very angry and very vocal.
Okay, cool.
So the sheriff just kind of like gets everyone out. Well, listen. All right, to get the 4 of you up to speed, you know that the annual lobster bake is 2 weeks away. Start of the new season, everything like that. We had a massive influx of people into the town. We've had a spurt of about 120 people show up in the last 2 weeks. Not sure why the influx happened the way it did, but we don't have anywhere to house these people. And our zoning committee here wants us to go down the road a piece to the old mall and use that as extra housing. Our ethics committee over here says we can't do that because there's too much hookum going on with that old mall. So we're debating, and I wanted to bring the 4 of you, since you guys have spent a lot of time outside of here, for your expert opinions.
What kind of hookum?
One of the people on the left, it wasn't the guy that was talking at the beginning, it's a young woman. She goes, every expedition crew that we've sent there will not go to the mall. They get about a block or 2 away, and they see Dark Watchers and will not continue and come back. We believe that there is something there that we should not be messing with. We have places here we could develop. If we need to put them on the streets in tents, it's gonna be the summer season until we find a better solution than sending them into a mall with a cryptid.
And if the cryptid was removed, I mean, so right now all you're concerned about is the fact that there is the Dark Watcher. So I'm going to use my benefit here.
Okay.
As the magic school. So once per scene, I can recall a lecture on any subject about magical theory or cryptids.
Okay.
And you can give me some amount of academic knowledge that is appropriate for those things. So I'm kind of sitting there like, okay, they're worried about these. Like, okay, you're worried about these things, and I sit back and I'm trying to recall something about Dark Watchers.
Okay. So as they're they start getting into an argument again, you're thinking about it. Everything that you've read about Dark Watchers, the first appearance of Dark Watchers happened long before the crypt opened. So they've been here forever. Some of them dating back to like the 1400s.
Oh,
typically, when they appear, people get an uneasy feeling as if with the direction they're going, they shouldn't be going. And throughout time, it's kind of been this like bad omen. And typically when a person sees a Dark Watcher, it's a good indicator that they should turn back. They're kind of like a precursor to something bad happening.
They're pilot fish.
Yeah. Do any of the other three of you want to jump in or ask questions or do something?
How long have they been out there?
What
How many
What are you
expeditions-
asking?
When did you send the first expedition that saw the Dark Watcher?
This is the same girl. We've been sending people to the dead spaces to collect supplies, to find local find local or find people to bring to the town. You know, we're trying to be a haven to places that need help, or to people that need help. And there's still a lot of people living in the dead spaces to bring them here. Well, the expedition team thought for sure that there would be people within the mall. Well, every time we've sent an expedition team out to explore, to map, to do cartography, they won't go there. Most of them say the place is cursed. If you want to speak to them, we could set you up with the expedition team after this. They're currently not here. But if you want to know more, we could definitely set up a meeting.
That would be advantageous. How far is the small? Would
So-
Brother Herman know where it's at? Since he's usually on the outskirts.
I would say Brother Herman would know that it is about... So when you get to the town's edge, there's like... It's foresty. It's about a mile outside of town.
Not a long walk. We should go.
Hyde's still
And no one's-
recalling this lecture and going through it.
No one's been killed on any of these expeditions to the mall.
Well, I'm not going to say that no one's ever been killed. Obviously, with going into the dead spaces,
Mhm.
you get killed. Like the people don't come back all the time.
Yeah,
We've
I'm so
lost
sad
good
about
men and women that way,
Yeah, that's
but
great.
that's what they've signed up for.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. The fewer, the better.
Hyde pulls out a legal pad and a pen and starts writing something, and he's like, "Okay."
So, how are we? Are you sure that these are Dark Watchers and not just guards from people who might be survivors at the mall? And your expeditions
Good
are getting
point.
spooked.
These could be illusions. Has anyone tried to dispel or interact with the Dark Watchers? It's a good point there. Oh, Eric,
At this point,
you were the
guy that
star
was
at school. Sorry, go
In
ahead.
more ways than one.
At this point, the guy that was originally talking is like, listen, the logistics of all of this, it is beyond our scope at the moment. If we do go and we do clear the mall, even if there is nothing there and it's just a bunch of hocus pocus, it's just people being spooked by shadows or whatever, we still have to send a regiment of people out there to defend it, to protect it. We have to set up convoys to and from the town to there until we set up a perimeter to there. The problem is more than just if there's a cryptid. There's logistics, and we don't think right now it is beneficial. And then the other side of the table finally speaks up. But at the moment, we don't have housing for these people. Setting up temporary housing is important.
If I may, sorry, I've been recalling something to me. So Dark Watchers, bad omens. They themselves don't seem to be the issue. They're just a bad omen of something. I'm something of a expert in curses myself. So we don't know what exactly that they were a bad omen for. Might not necessarily be that place. It may just be for those individuals that in that area. We don't. I would have to do some research on those particular groups, what happened after they saw the Dark Watchers. Maybe it was localized to them, but that's neither here nor there. As a faculty member of the Institute of Arcane Arts and Sciences, to be honest, this sounds like a wonderful place for us to have student housing, to be a part of that. And this could draw more people to the town, a great academic base. I would love to be able to help with this, and maybe I could reach out to the Institute to supply a certain amount of funding to help with the protection, and we can kind of undergird and help you with this. And this is my social persuasion. I'm going to try to persuade them that this is a great idea. Whether or not I can actually convince the school to let me do this is irrelevant at this point. I'm just trying to convince them that it's possible.
So you're trying to convince the individuals on the left who are against it.
Yeah.
I'm going to set this imposition to 10.
Sure. Which would only drop it
they are
D6.
very adamant.
Oh, sure. So I have a 2, so I would drop it to a D6. With a human die of a D4. How do I want to spend stress to drop this anymore, or just go for it?
That's the question if you want to.
Yeah, because I don't feel like casting spells at people for this. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna roll. We're just gonna let the dice roll. So the red D6 will be my imposition for this one. And for those at home, what I'm trying to do is get my social die of a D6 and my human die of a D4. I want the numbers on those to be higher than whatever I roll on the imposition die. If that's the case, I get a full success. If only one of them rolls higher than the imposition, it's a partial. If the imposition's higher, it's a failure. So here we go. Red, come on. Yes. Yes. Oh. It's a 1 on the imposition. I'm going to show that to 4, 5, and a 1.
All right.
Full success.
At this point, you can tell that they look defeated on the left side of the table. The right side of the table looks ecstatic. And the deputy mayor looks at the sheriff. I think we have our answer. And she just gets up and leaves. And the sheriff, well, I guess we're going to do that. You four, we're going to contract you to go out and figure it out. Please make haste with it. Do any preparations you need, anything you need from the sheriff's office. We'll be sure to oblige. And, yeah. And the 4 on the left don't say a word. They just get up and leave.
I'm not sure if that was a good thing or not. Oh no.
Did I just get volunteered to go out to a creepy ball in the woods?
I think we got voluntold.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
Well, no, you're not volunteered. We'll pay you. We'll make sure you're taken care of. And you got that splody magic. I've seen you do it before. You know what you're doing. There's a reason we pick you for this kind of shit.
I imagine I've been picked to do this kind of shit quite often, or often enough that it's a little annoying that I get the call because it's like, man, what do you want me to blow up this time? Like, can I just sit at home and read my book?
What
you
was
have
it
a
true?
tendency to come back.
So, Eric, was it true? I heard a rumor or a story about you and I think it was another student, almost in a friendly duel. How did that work again? You in the yard? Am I right on this?
So, here. Okay. So it was going to be a duel just to learn how to defend against magical attack. And people were supposed to be using a certain... They were pulling their punches. because the idea was to show how to put a ward up, not to actually knock your opponent out. And this guy Greg that I used to go, that was in my class, he was, of course, a lot more popular, better looking, blah 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 blah. Total everybody loved him guy. Hit me a little too hard with a knockback spell. So when it was my turn, he was supposed to be defending. He set up his nice little wards, his shield, so I wouldn't be able to hit him directly. But he was standing right in a puddle from the rainstorm the night before. So I might have missed when I tossed a little bit of lightning at him and hit the puddle that he was standing in. I'm not saying that it was on purpose or not, but I mean, I missed.
Right, rings a bell.
Yeah, so I don't have
really
the best.
Sad to hear what happened to him after that. Yeah.
But it was very sad.
Are you talking about stuttering, Greg?
Well, he stutters now.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's. So, are we gonna go to the mall today? Do y'all need to grab anything? All I have is he holds up his satchel that he always, like his leather bound professorial kind of satchel. I've got what I have. Not sure there's anything else that I need. Boots. I need better boots. My penny loafers are not gonna make that trek out to.
If we're gonna be out, we should get at least. I'm gonna go back and at least get my hoodie.
So let's say pulls up that Casio watch. It's got the little calculator on it. Let's say in an hour and a half we meet outside of town.
Works for me. Give it an hour.
Okay.
Do we think we're going to be spending the night out there? You think we'll get back?
Oh, I hope not. Yeah. Is that likely? Arcanos, do you think that's likely? That seems kind of. Oh, okay. Change of clothes. It is.
Change of clothes. A bit of
food.
You're spending one night outside of. You know what? Come on.
Do you know how easily linen can stay? No, I'm gonna need it.
I haven't washed my denim vest in over 10 years.
I can smell. Yes. I'm gonna go back to little house or whatever and get what I need. Change of clothes, some food, or whatever.
Freedom, your brother Herman lives outside of town. What's he doing while he waits for this hour and a half?
He's going to go see the local clergy at the church.
Okay.
And ask the priest for a little bit of help and maybe some blessings for what lies ahead.
Okay. You go to the local. Well, now the town has a church. You go there. The priest is an elderly man like you, a little more rotund than I'm sure Brother Herman is. Ah, Herman, it's good to see you, my friend. Blessings to you this day.
Thank you, Father. I stand before you, your wretched Herman. We are going to go investigate this mall and under orders from the mayor to see if we can lodge the newcomers to the town there.
Well, definitely needed. We are running out of space. A lot of people coming in lately. I'm wondering what's going on.
Okay. Annual lobster bake and We do have food and certain creature comforts here, Father.
That is definitely true. So, you told him you were going to clear out the mall, right? That's what I thought you said. Well, you're going to that old mall.
Yes, Father.
Step into my office for a moment. Leads you to his office, closes the door. Now, I don't want to alarm you or anyone else, but there are rumors that there is a cult in that old mall. Some believe that it may even be members of the town that have the cult there. It's said that they give sacrifices to a cryptid spirit there. Obviously, all rumor. Nobody knows if it's true or not. But
Could explain why so many members talking to the sheriff were so vehemently against going there.
potentially, but I've had a couple members of the market come in lately in prayer. They've had some of their livestock go missing during the nights. They've set up watches and everything, and in the morning, some of them will still be missing. It's about once a week. One day it was a pig, one day it was a chicken. But it's weird. But they haven't reported it to the sheriff, which is even weirder to me. And, in the box, we can't tell that kind of stuff. But I can tell you because you're a man of the cloth such as me. Just keep that in mind when you venture out there. And he hands you a little bag. It is those wafers, but he has cast preparation magic on them. They are now healing wafers, like the communion wafers that you would take, but they are healing. They will heal you if you get injured.
Thank you, Father.
Arkanos, what do you do in the hour?
Well, other than watching where Brother Herman goes, because that was very important to find out where he went before we head out. I would like to be able to cast some preparatory magics, I guess, on my clothes. So that way, like whenever I breathe, like inhale and breathe the smoke out, that it gives kind of like a true seeing type of effect. Is that possible?
So you want to I don't know if that would be preparations. So you're trying to make it so that your smoke allows you to see reality
Exactly.
as opposed to illusions?
Exactly.
Oh, crud. I'm not sure what type of magic that would be.
Enchantment?
Sorry, say
I'm
again. I was looking up how to do linking. What? What's he doing again?
He wants to
I'm looking to make
cast
magical clothes.
He wants to he wants to magically enchant or do magic that allows the smoke from his cigarette to give him true sight. Enchantment?
I would think, yeah.
All right, we'll go with enchantment.
Or what about?
So,
because I'm really trying to use preparations on this. So would the alternative to that be I smoke the clove to get that enhancement myself?
Yeah. So a lot of times enchantment is items, preparations is people. To think about it that way, preparations enhances the person, enchantment enhances an item that a person uses. So yeah, I think like to me, that's a good like whichever one you and the Crypt Keeper think makes the most sense.
I'll let you use preparations.
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. So
So because you want to make it so that your clothes allow you to see through illusions, I'm gonna set the imposition on that to a 10. Because you're trying to do this kind of quickly too, because you only have a amount of time. You can't really do it in the normal way, which is like setting it up and being quick. You're trying to snap it off. So imposition will be a 10. If you have any aptitude and preparations, you can lower that imposition though.
okay, so I have aptitude preparations 1. So it goes from a 10 to an 8, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Your spell die is a d6, and whatever you have in folk.
Okay, so a d6 and a d8. Alright, so rolling the imposition die, I get a 6. And I get a 6 on my spell die, and a 2 on my folk die. So a partial success.
All right. You definitely enchant your clothing, and you are able to see through illusions. But you're not going to be 100% accurate.
That's fair.
So you might see through an illusion and think something. Like, you'll definitely realize that this is illusion, but you might not realize what's actually behind it.
Got it.
If that makes sense. Also, now, Eric,
Yes.
that hour before you meet up, what are you doing during that hour?
Well, I'm going to get changed, pack a backpack of just, random personal things that I would bring over to any of my past expeditions. A little bit of rope, a small hammer, a tarp.
Okay.
So my camping stuff.
I guess I'm gonna ask this real quick.
Yeah.
Hyde obviously is kind of newer to the town, seeing that he was sent by the academy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would assume you're probably the newest person here.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be safe to say that Eric and brother Herman have been here the longest?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I was gonna say I see myself as pretty much like the guy who grew up in this town, will probably never leave the town.
Okay.
Just kind of.
So you've been here
stuff.
forever.
Yes. I'm an islander.
So as you are doing all this, you hear a knock at your door.
Go over. I look through the peephole.
It is Deputy Mayor Karen Umbridge.
Not buying anything. Go away.
Not here to sell you anything. I need to tell you something.
You're always selling something. I open up the door.
You don't even have the door cracked, and she flings it open, and she's in, just yammering.
Make yourself at home.
On
a side note, my house is fucking destroyed. Like, I do not understand the concept of tidying up and cleaning. Like,
this isn't the first time she's been in your house.
Okay.
She's yapping. So as you know, you're going to the mall. I see that you've all assembled and you're doing your various things. As always, we appreciate you here in this town. You've been here one of our longest residents. We really appreciate you a lot. Here you go. She hands you a piece of paper.
Okay.
It is a crudely drawn map showing you where the mall is, with 3 dots on it, with like circles with an exclamation point. Those are where the people saw the Dark Watchers. I talked to the expedition people for you. They drew us that map. that's all the information we have. Now,
They even did it to
I
scale,
cannot
I can
stress
see.
how important. I didn't look at it. But anyway,
Okay.
so as you know, this is very important. We need to house these people. If by chance there is something there that is too powerful for you, we do not expect you to sacrifice your life. However, if you do sacrifice your life, is there anybody you would like us to contact? Any funeral arrangements, anything like that you would like?
Well, if you could retrieve my body, give it to Barry, the taxidermist, and have him mount me to a chair, and then put me up in City Hall afterwards, that would be nice.
We probably won't retrieve your body, but we will attempt.
Yep. Okay. Oh, I got a lot of work to do, Karen, before I go. So off you pop. Come on. Out. Out you go.
I've written a prediction, and I'm just going to put it down over here. I'm not going to tell people what I wrote, but we'll see if it comes true at the end of this. But I'm writing a prediction.
I'm going to put this
Writing a prediction.
napkin map, because I'm envisioning this map is written, like, drawn out, like, on an old yellow Wendy's napkin with a crayon, with how badly it looks. It's like, yeah, I'm sure she drew, like, the expedition team drew this. It wasn't just, like, some 5-year-old in town. But we'll keep a hold of that. I'll at least show it to everybody else when we get together outside. Be like, hey, look at this wonderful thing we got. Yay.
So,
yeah.
As you're about to close the door, she puts her hand on it and she goes, oh, by the way, there's one last thing. If you should happen to find any livestock out there, please bring them
I'm just going to
back
shut the door.
Town.
Asking me about freaking cows.
All right. So I assume you all have done your stuff. You guys meet up outside of town. Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, Hyde has like changed out his slacks for like pleated jeans, and his tweed jacket is now a nice little sport coat. It's gotten rid of the tie, but it's a polo, and clearly hiking boots that have never been used. But then he's got a satchel and a little walking stick. All right, well, this should be fun.
I show up
outside the city.
Hiking stick.
hiking stick.
Oh,
Brother
Yeah,
Herman
walking
looks
stick.
almost exactly the same, except a small bag with a cross on it. And when you look down at his feet, finally you realize he's been barefoot the whole time,
oh my God!
and he's still not wearing shoes.
The Lord's souls.
He's got like big gnarly toenails. You know,
Oh God.
he's a hermit. He lives out in the woods. You know, and he's got rubbing the knots on the prayer rope on his wrist. And you hear him mumbling, Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. As he's standing there waiting for everyone.
Well, that's not disturbing. All right, are we ready?
I am. I'm ready to go. Like I'm gonna roll up. I'm wearing this like some old jeans and old flannel with a pullover hoodie. Got my backpack. I'm ready to go.
Ooh, apologies. All right, let us go. Guess we will head on to the mall.
You guys head down the road. It's a straight shot to the mall. You get what you feel about is halfway there. And all of you feel this sensation of being watched.
Okay. Hey, I look over a changeling's character. I'm like, feel that?
Yeah, I feel it. Feels like we're being watched.
Yeah, I think you should go off the trail here and kind of just like loop around and come back like from in front of us, like get up ahead of us a little bit and then just double back down.
I think I see what you're saying. I get out there, scare anything out that could be in the way,
Yeah.
and then if there is something, you all can come in behind it and nail it like a freaking sledgehammer.
Are you sure it's wise that we should be splitting
Hey,
up?
you don't
Oh, this is a
question
great idea.
Eric the Red.
This is a great idea.
You don't question Eric the Red.
Okay.
This
Come
is a
on.
wonderful idea. This is a wonderful idea.
Oh, this is a terrible idea.
I look at Hyde and I go,
Without any further
"He's gonna
ado,
do it."
I sprint off to do it.
Like, see, told
Wait,
you
hold
to do
on.
it.
Before you wait. Before you go. Watchers. So we think it might, but we also think it might be cultists. Eric, what do you think might be out there watching? Just spirit or person?
So I bust out the badly drawn map again because I would assume that I showed it to you guys like when we were first getting ready to leave. I'm like, all right.
Okay.
So apparently they see them here on the way to the mall, right?
Okay.
I'm guessing, I could be wrong, but I think that maybe there might be some people in the mall because if I was looking for a place to hole up with supplies, a mall sounds like a good place to do it.
All right.
Well,
So
I'm gonna give Arcanos a protection aura versus like blunt force trauma. So I'm just thinking of like bullets and anything that high impact but is not piercing, that kind of
Okay.
stuff. Bullets or even cudgels or whatever.
You're using magic, right?
Yes. So this will be hex. So I'm a D8 in hex magic, but this is protection. So whatever.
All right.
Whatever.
I'll set it to a 6. It's pretty simple. You've probably done
Okay.
this before.
Yeah. So I have 1 in protection, so I'll drop it to a D4.
All right.
Okay. The red is a D4. 2, 8 and a 4 on my other dice, so that is a full success.
All right. You as you cast this magic, you just see this like shimmer around him that wasn't there before. Arcanos.
And it literally is like, he goes, oh, hold on a second. He pulls out a small textbook. Okay, if it's 5 divided by 54, but and he's like doing these like hand motions, but it's all very technical and like science based with some math involved. He's like, okay, and he's drawing these numbers. If bullets travel at this velocity, then at most the protection magic needs to be at this strength level to be able to. It's all like, yeah, very very technical in his jargon.
What do Eric and Brother Herman think while this is going on?
I think that that's a whole lot of work to do something simple. Like, I don't understand their process at all because, like, for me, it's very much just like, I just do it. Like, don't tell me how to do it.
Click, boom.
Yeah, like, I'll get it done. Like, boom. Yeah.
All right, Arcanos.
Brother Herman's just like, if you ask God, you don't have to do all that math.
As he says that, I
Arcanos.
spit out a curse at the heavens, and I cast a little illusionary magic on myself to make me move like a displacer beast type thing. Just
Nice.
like a shifting.
And for
I'm gonna
Changeling, just so you know, sorry, that protection is just one protection against any kind of, if Dragon decides that the protection would work against that trauma, the protection just eats it with no roll. Just so you know.
All right. Changeling, if you're going to cast an illusion on yourself, I'm going to set that to a D6 as well.
Okay.
For this, like, wavy, like, making you kind of, like, displacer.
All right, so that's a 2 on the imposition die, and a 2 on my creation die, and a 3 on my magic or spell die. So is that 2 successes?
That is a full success. You guys kind of like see him. He's like vibrating as he starts going off
And now I run.
with his illusion.
So,
Like
I was
Super
saying,
protected.
it,
Nice.
I think it's just people because it wouldn't take very many of them to use illusions to give us the more numbers. Plus, nobody's been attacked yet by these things from what they're telling us.
Well, that's what I was trying to say. Is from my recollection of the lecture, it's not they're a representation of a bad omen.
Yeah.
They are not themselves the perpetrators of the bad omen.
Right.
Father Barnabas at the church
So-
told me that people's livestock have been going missing, and that he suspects a cult. at the
That sounds far more likely that these creatures are more as a warning of what's the actual threat at the mall is more what I'm thinking. So we're gonna hopefully root out that problem.
mall. Many people
All right,
have been telling him that that livestock have been going missing on a weekly basis.
Which, if I'm hungry,
Arcanos, you dart into the woods. I assume you go into the woods and you're trying to like loop around to the front.
That's right.
You get just out of sight of the other three to where you can't see them. And as you're running, you're about to like hop over this one log, and there is a large tree in front of you. You can see it. It's a little bit of a way, but from behind it steps this black, shadowy figure. With your see-through illusion magic, you still see this. And it just stands there staring at you.
Excellent. What is it? How do I identify this?
I would say, do you have any knowledge? Like, I guess this would be a mental skill.
well, so in the book it talks about. Sorry to break in with the rules. So any path magic can be used as a knowledge check. So there's things called paths as knowledge. So if you ever want to know something about simulacrum or anything about protection magic or whatever to identify a piece of magic, you roll the same magic to get information about it.
All right, this would definitely be a cryptids roll.
All right, I got it.
All right, this is going to be an imposition of a D4.
Imposition of 2. And am I doing a spell die or a human die?
This is a spell die because you're using your crypt magic.
So 2, and then I got a 4 and a 4, so full success.
Full success. That is a Dark Watcher. 100%. It is not an illusion. It is a tall, shadowy figure just looking at you. That is the textbook definition of a Dark Watcher.
What do I know about Dark Watchers?
Only what was said in that meeting, which is that they are typically an omen that if you keep going the way you're going to run into something bad.
Excellent.
They're usually a like precursor. They're there to warn you. They're kind of a cryptid that's not against you.
All cryptids are against me.
Well,
So how do I blast this thing into oblivion?
oh God. So what do you want to do? Like what are you trying to do to this cryptid?
I want to banish it from this plane of existence.
Oh boy.
Is it a spirit?
How do I want to do this? So banishing is not like I'm gonna let you roll spirits. We're gonna go crypt spirits, and it's gonna be you're just like banishing it away from you.
Right.
If you're trying to send it like to another dimension, that could end very badly. Take it from someone who's done it, it can end very badly.
All right. So I wave my hand and smack it out of my path and watch it go flying into the woods.
So yeah, we're gonna do cryptids, spirits.
Okay.
And the imposition for that is gonna be a D10.
D10. I'm gonna fail so bad. All right. I got
Oh,
4
so-
on my imposition.
Well, I was gonna say, you always can use stress to lower an imposition.
That's too
So
late
if you'd
for
like
that
to,
now.
okay, I just wanted to point out if at any point somebody wants to, needs to lower it, that's the way to do it. Okay.
All right. So I got a 4 on my imposition. I got a 3 on my crypt path dice, and I got a 5 on my spell dice. So that is a partial success.
All right. So with your partial success, you just like say an incantation like "Spirit be gone," and you just like wave as you just see this energy go from your hand, and the Dark Watcher disappears from in front of you, and you just feel this presence behind you.
It's all right. I'm running the other way anyway.
It's like a cold, like it almost feels like it appeared on top of you, but as you keep running, you run away from it.
And the incantation
keep
is actually pissed off.
It's off. All right. The 3 of you back on the trail. You all are standing there, and you kind of hear faintly "piss off," like from the woods. As you all look in that direction, you notice that there is a tall, dark figure standing in the middle of a clearing in the woods, just staring at you.
Okay. This is pulls out the pad and the paper. Okay. Starts making notes. Just writing, like this is how tall they are, this is what we should look at. This is how their general state, just academic, just starts writing.
Okay.
So it looks like a person. It definitely is human shaped, but it is pitch black. They stand about 8 feet tall. And they just, like, even though they don't have a face, you can tell they're looking at you.
Right.
Hard. Are these things generally hostile?
Not from my recollection.
So if we
So
were
I'm
to-
saying this
This
is
one
just
might be-
saying I don't think we need to do anything to it, or we just let it's over there. This is a hello, I see a mountain lion over there. It stays over there, right? We just back away. We just
What if we just walk
no
past
sudden
it?
movements. Is it in front of where we're going, or
No,
to like
you
the
heard
side?
you heard "piss off." Like, Arcanus went into the woods and like darted that way.
Mhm.
So you heard, and then you kind of look in that direction, and there's just one standing in the woods. It's not in the
Okay.
pathway. It's not on the
Yeah.
road. It's off.
I think we just
Walk right past it.
good bad omening.
Cool.
Good job at being what you are. And hope if it follows us, then we have an issue. But right now, let's just
Okay.
respect what it is and what it's trying to tell us. I think.
Good idea.
Right.
Forge
All right.
ahead.
Yes.
You guys start walking. Arcanos, you are doing your hopping stuff, jumping over trees, running through the woods. You start running through this one. It's kind of like a little bit of a clearing, and you're about to turn back and head towards the road to try to spook something back towards them. You hit the ground. Your foot hits the ground, and you hear thunk, as you have just stepped in a bear trap.
Oh, that's not good.
Take 1 point of damage.
Because that is
As-
not bludgeoning.
It sinks in and it is holding you there. As that happens, you hear rustling from ahead of you in the woods. Like actual rustling.
Actual rustling.
Yeah, not like illusion or not something just standing there. You hear something is actually on the ground making its way towards you. And you are stuck in this bear trap as it is approaching.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Everything's fine.
Everything is fine here.
So,
What do you do?
So I turned the bear trap into a giant soap bubble that when I hit the bubble, it pops and it makes a very loud thunderclap sound.
Okay. Let's call that. I'm gonna call that probably simulacrum.
Oh boy.
Let me double check. Yeah, creation. Wait, no, there's creation somewhere. Hold on.
yeah.
It's gonna
If
be
it's-
creation simulacrum.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're gonna set that in position to a healthy 8. Because I don't think you're skilled in this, and I don't think you've done it before.
Nope, I have not, and I am spending a stress. How much stress can I spend?
You can spend as much as you want.
All right,
But if you fill that up, it's bad. I believe you go unconscious.
Yeah.
but until it's filled up, there's no problem, right?
Every 3 is +1.
Yeah.
What's it called? +1.
Or
ID.
each section.
Imposition die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, imposition die.
All right, so I'll just spend the 1, and I'll drop the imposition die to a d6. And that's a 3. All right, so now spell plus creation. 6 and a 4. So that's a full
Okay.
success.
This bear trap turns into a bubble and pops and sends out a thunderous bang. The 3 of you in the roadway hear it sounds like a crack of thunder. Just bang.
Oh, Harkonos has been shot at.
He needs us.
All right.
Let's go.
Should we just go rushing in like that? Is that a good idea? If people are shooting at other people, looking to
So
Eric.
let me ask this: did the rustling like cease, or did it like scamper away?
It stopped.
Excellent.
So it heard the bang, whatever this was, heard a bang, and stopped.
All right. So at that exact second, now that I'm free and I know there's something in the woods, I don't want to mess with it. I break straight back to the road. Like, I mean, I'm a good distance ahead of them. I figure I can jump out like right in the path and be like, "What's up, people?"
See anything?
With a little bit of a limp, probably.
Yeah, a little
And
bit of
you
a limp.
pop out right as they're about to run into the woods.
Were you shot at? Like what? Whoa, whoa, whoa! What was
All
that?
right. So I just like motion them to come closer because I don't
How
feel
to
like
travel?
yelling all this, but I'm keeping an eye on the woods.
Okay.
And
What'd you
like
see?
as they get closer, I'll be like,